This is the most expensive Bluetooth speaker I've ever purchased. For $150, you get a speaker and a charging port. That's it. I'm going to tell you why I think it's worth it. JBL has quickly become a household name when it comes to quality audio peripherals. Many of their recent devices have been met with critical acclaim, and the JBL Charge 3 is no exception. The design is minimalistic. It's basically a cylinder wrapped with a durable cloth mesh in the center with rubberized ends. It can be placed horizontally or vertically. Cutouts on the ends allow it to play clearly in either orientation. It comes in 5 colors: black, blue, gray, red, and teal. It has a simple 6-button layout for Bluetooth connection, volume down, power, JBL Connect, which we'll get back to in a minute, volume up, play, and pause. The buttons are large, easy to find, and very well defined, not to mention they give a very definitive tactile feedback when they're pressed, and of course an audio noise as well, which lets you know that it's been actuated. That makes it great for use with gloves, or if your hands are dirty and you have to use something else to press the buttons. It's definitely a more practical user experience than something like a touchscreen. As great as the buttons are, I would have liked to see a forward and backward skip option. Presumably if you have a play, pause, volume up and volume down, that means you're gonna have this on you and maybe not have your phone on your person. Maybe you're in a situation where you don't wanna get your phone damaged or wet, so you have it a little bit off. Presumably that's why these buttons are on here, so you don't have to use your phone. If you want to change songs, you do need to go grab your phone and do it there. The port selection is minimal, but I think sufficient for most people's needs. If you have a device, for example, that isn't Bluetooth enabled, but does have a 3.5mm jack, you can simply use a standard auxiliary cable to connect it to the speaker. It charges via micro USB cable, and it has a full-size USB for charging phones or tablets. And the speaker is completely waterproof, IPX7 water resistance rating, which means it can be completely submerged in water for brief periods of time. You don't have to worry about it breaking. And it has this great rubber cap that keeps all the ports protected. The door closes tightly, but it may be a little bit difficult to open for those with minimal finger strength. In my opinion, it's a worthwhile sacrifice considering the comprehensive water resistance that you get in exchange. As I mentioned, you can use this to charge a phone or a tablet. This also doubles as a very large battery bank, 6,000 milliamp hours, which is more than enough to charge a phone or a tablet. If you're not going to be using it to charge your devices, then that means it can have up to a 20-hour battery life. In practice, that's a long time. That's a really long time. Even using this somewhat regularly, that's several days between charges, which is really convenient. And it has these simple 5 LED lights along the bottom that indicate the battery life. Included with the device is an internal noise-canceling microphone for hands-free control. You can use it to take calls or use Siri or Google Assistant. And that brings us to the JBL Connect application, which I briefly mentioned. So this button on here enables JBL Connect, and there are 2 versions of this. The original JBL Connect was pretty minimal. You can connect 2 of these devices together and they can both play the same song at the same time. The new version, aptly named JBL Connect Plus, has to be downloaded on the device using the JBL Connect application, which allows you to connect over 100 of these devices together. And it has a really cool option where you can use 2 of them to play stereo sound, so one can serve as a right speaker and the other can serve as a left speaker. The JBL Connect Plus is just a superior protocol in every way. However, when you do update the firmware on this to run Connect Plus, you can only use it with other Connect Plus devices. It's not backwards compatible, which means once you update it, you can only use it with other Charge 3s, Pulse 3s, or Flip 4s, those 3 JBL devices. And on the JBL Connect application on your phone, you can decide, at least on the Charge 3, whether to enable play pause functionality or Siri or Google Assistant. So basically, either this will function as a play pause button or the button that will trigger Siri. That's not a great solution considering I'd rather have a play pause functionality. You could technically press it and say, pause this song or what have you. And I'm not as experienced with Google Assistant, but at least with Siri, you can only use voice commands to control the built-in music application that comes on an iPhone. You can't, for example, control Spotify or Pandora. And presumably you're using this to control music. That's kind of useless, unless you're someone who just is a hardcore iTunes fan and you use the built-in music application on your iPhone, then that should work just fine for you. My impressions of the device are generally good. The sound quality is good, and it gets extremely loud, way louder than I'm comfortable actually listening to music. And the bass is actually really good. The bass is so good, in fact, that it kind of gives this muffled sound signature that's kind of to be expected from a device that's 100% waterproof. It's probably going to sound a little bit muffled. The simple user interaction is also greatly appreciated. My phone didn't have any problem finding it right away. You press the button, it instantly shows up on your phone, and it connects in less than 5 seconds. Super easy to use. If you want to connect multiple devices together, you use the connect button. You press it once on both devices, and they're connected. And once the device is connected via Bluetooth or to another device, it gives off a distinct little chime to let you know that it's connected. Again, very easy to use. It also feels very rugged without giving off a strictly utilitarian vibe. While I felt no such desire to do so, it gives the impression that it can be dropped, kicked, stepped on, sat on, or left outside in the rain overnight and still keep on jamming. In most people's minds, I imagine $150 seems a little bit expensive for what basically amounts to a Bluetooth speaker. However, if you think of this as more of a party in a can, it starts to make more sense. Taking the speaker on the go is easy and can provide seemingly endless hours of loud audio enjoyment, even when both speaker and your phone are far away from any power source. Throw some summertime water activities into the mix, and the JBL Charge 3 becomes that much more practical. Leave it by the poolside, take it on the boat, and chances are you'll run out of songs long before this thing runs out of juice. If you're still not convinced, I managed to find this exact speaker on Amazon for just $118, and if you want to buy one for yourself, you can find it by using my affiliate link in the video description below. Especially at this reduced price, it's hard to find a more complete package than the JBL Charge 3, despite its flaws. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you appreciated this video, go ahead and give it a like, and also watch our other videos if you're interested in other product reviews that I have done. We do a lot of gaming and PC peripherals, but occasionally we do some fun stuff like this. And also, if you are interested in winning some free stuff, we run giveaways every month, and you can find out how to enter those by following the link in the video description. Thanks again for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one.